ended up raining while the sun was out. And that
precious.
That's the Notebook.
Because I'm not dropping it low and spreading it wide for coffee.
Right.
All our grandparents. But are we gonna put more with that mark in that prayer? What action are we gonna put in place?
I like chilies though, but listen, Bob.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ladies POV, and thank you for joining us. In case you're new here, we're a panel of ladies who discuss multiple topics, including like hot topics and some trending things, and also some things that we just want to talk to you guys about, and also get your opinion, as far as certain things. And we are so thankful for you for when you come here and hang out with us. And we'd like to ask for you to like and subscribe. And my name is Devin, and I am joined by Miss Courtney.
Hey, everyone.
Lucretia. And
hello.
Rue she was there, I guess.
I think her sound clicked out. She'll be right back.
Oh, okay. And who will be back with us in a second. And I don't know why. We just did this like last week, but I think because we had so many technical issues and everyone couldn't join, I feel like I haven't seen you ladies in forever. And it's so weird. I don't know why. How you folks been? How you been?
Last week was a hot mess. I want to apologize to everyone that's watching. That's normally not me or my demeanor. I'm very professional. I'm usually ready, 15 minutes to go. That is not the normal for Ladies POV. So if you tuned in last week and got upset or whatever, don't let that stop you from coming back. Call your friends, tell them we're back on, we're up and rolling, and we're ready to talk to y'all.
For real.
There's Rue.
There's Rue. Hey, Rue.
I heard y'all, and then all of a sudden I wasn't on here no more. I was like, what just happened?
You still on punishment.
I guess so. I think they thought that I didn't learn my lesson. Yeah, I learned it.
Yeah, you had to get one more slap on the hand. You had to get a pep talk.
You bet not. All right, I got
it. Kendrick.
Hey, Kendrick, Courtney, how have you been? You definitely
Hey, Will.
Been gone for forever. Hey, Will. How's it going, Courtney? You're on mute.
Sorry, y'all. I know I just heard my name. I'm doing good. I just moved into my new apartment. So excuse me if there's like a echo. Yay, thank you. So yes, I'll be back with my normal setup probably next week. But right now I'm literally sitting in a corner where there are no boxes and a lamp. And that's my setup this week.
Rue, how you feeling? Other than feeling chastised, how you feeling?
Peachy as always. I'm here. That's good enough for me.
Right. Thank you guys for joining us. And we're going to just go ahead and jump into some topics because I feel like it may take us a minute. As everyone knows, on Wednesday, the 6th, hundreds of pro-Trump rioters breached the Capitol in what they called a form of protest. I call it terrorism. I'm not sure what the argument was. I think the argument was originally they were upset about a stolen election or something like that. I'm not sure what Confederate flags and nooses had to do with a stolen election, but I'm definitely curious to hear what you ladies think about this. Jump on in, Lucretia.
You asked me after 15 minutes. I ain't getting in trouble.
All right. Oh, if we're gonna do the 15-minute thing, let's go all the way back to Courtney. I don't know where Courtney went, but I may.
You joking. You know what? When all this started happening, I work in an office with all pigmentedly challenged people, and you should have seen them in the hallway crying and whining and oh my God, they're in the Capitol and all this. I'm sitting there looking, girl. They knocked on my door. Lucretia, how do you feel? I'm working. Shut my door. When I tell you I was the epitome of unbothered, that's y'all mess. We don't do that. We got whoopings with switches when we was little. We was taught to mind and behave. We knew if we lost, we lost. Go pick your stuff up, go on home. Yep. So that whole day I walked around, hey, how you doing? Girl, I mean, when I say tears, they were in huddles.
How do you feel about the aftermath? One thing that I'm thinking of is Trump now being banned from multiple social media sites. Girl, even Pinterest blocked him.
I think it's too little too late. He should never had access to some of that mess in the beginning because he was inciting some stuff. I don't even think he understood half of the stuff that he was tweeting. I mean, from when he was waking up, making up words, bigly and comfy feet, somebody should have removed his access to any and everything unless it had spell check. And somebody should have still been going over everything up. Will stop laughing at me. I don't know a politically correct term. So
it was hilarious.
I was telling you guys earlier, but I'm at work and I'm the only Black manager on the team while this was happening. So HR gets in contact with us and they're like, are you guys okay? How's everybody doing? And everybody is like freaking out and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I'm so shocked. And I'm just like, what? This is not shocking to me. And I low-key went home and I rushed to go watch the footage and get a ton of laughs out of it. I just thought it was ironically hilarious.
You know what, Courtney? You just reminded me something. I'm the director of HR, so maybe that's why they was asking me how I felt and what I had thought about. I didn't say nothing out. I kept working.
Right. Because this is normal to us. Like, we know that's that energy that white folks, I guess, give, or that specific demographic of white folks. We know that's their energy. We are used to that. I saw a tweet that said, speaking about generational trauma, that's the type of energy that burnt down homes and crosses and bombed churches. Like, we are used to that type of chaos, and everybody else was getting to see it in real time. And I also think, with everything that happened during the summertime with the Black Lives Matter protests, I think it really illustrated for people the difference between how Black people are treated and non-Black people are treated when it comes to policing and violence and things of that nature.
Facts. Ruth, try your best. Where are you on this, Ruth?
Right. Okay. All right. We Lord help. All right. So they doing exactly what we kind of been joking about, like, for the past 4 years. Oh, if they don't get to keep their president, they're gonna start burning stuff down and doing what happened. Just came light.
Right.
And this is something that we were talking about when we were talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, like how it wasn't like, I didn't like where it went, and I didn't like how media portrayed it. And then you have a bunch of white folks scaling the walls of the White House, and they portrayed in the same, like, they getting shot in the face. I'm sorry to laugh, but they're doing exactly what everybody else does when they're highly emotional about their cause. Like, that's something that's automatic. Everybody does it. Every warm-blooded American will fight for their cause, period. It's just funny that it's like, after we've gotten so much backlash about the peaceful protesters, that y'all do the same exact thing. Like,
and like even worse, on a worse scale.
Your point is moot. Like,
girl, they look like some monkeys climbing up this wall. I mean, they had bed rails, ladders, ropes.
Well, my thing though is it's the hypocrisy for me.
Come on, yes,
right. It's and I almost hate it. I ain't gonna say I almost hate it. I do hate it. I hate that this is being compared to the Black Lives Matter movement, because the Black Lives Matter movement was related to social injustice of Black people basically saying, stop killing us for just being Black. You know what I'm saying? And it's stop, and not just stop killing us. It's can you, who I pay to protect me, stop killing me just for the color of my skin? And it's the social injustice. And the Black Lives Matter movement is just something huge. Because yes, it was related to police brutality, but I really wish it had gone even farther, like into the court systems, because in my opinion, that's where the biggest amount of social injustice happens, in the courtroom. Yeah. But I guess we just haven't gone that far yet. So it's we're protesting for a social injustice, for a wrong that was done to us. And most people, what the news media failed to portray, most protests that were done were very, it was very organized. It was peaceful. You know what I'm saying? But of course, the media likes to highlight these people who, most of them, let's be honest, weren't even Black people. They were just bored. And they were tearing up stuff and doing it. Like, there was some Black people doing it, but there were also a lot of non-Black people doing it. But somehow, because it was, I guess, related to the time of the Black Lives Matter movement, it became a Black people acting this way. And that's not even what it was. And even the burning and stuff was an attention getter or whatever. These people were rioting because they lost. Because they're so
they weren't right. Hold on, wait. They weren't rioting because they lost. They felt like there was an injustice as well. So that's why I said they're emotional as well. We're emotional over social injustice. They're being irrational and emotional over a vote. And those votes that they're talking about is keeping that systematic oppression in check. Mm-hmm. Like, if you look at the laws that were passed or the bills that were passed at the time, in a way, during Trump's era, some of that benefited my family because, of course, we're military and we, the government got funded and it helped us. But if you're looking at it from their perspective and you're going off of why they were actually upset because they felt like their vote wasn't counting, it's like, say it again.
Go ahead. No, I was shouting out Lamar.
Oh, hey, Lamar. If you're looking at it from that aspect, they're feeling like their rights are being infringed upon, just as our rights are being infringed upon, because those laws are subject to change. Those bills are going to be passed through that they don't agree with when a Democrat gets in office. So they're doing the exact same thing that they feel like everybody else in America has done within the last few months that Trump's been in office. Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. I don't know if I agree. I hear what you're saying, because the laws that are in place, or the laws that were put in place by people not of color many years ago, these are the laws that were created by white America many moons ago. So to get upset about the laws of democracy and the Electoral College today, when you created them to benefit you, it really makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I get what you're saying, Rue.
Laws that are going to with a Democrat in office versus a Republican are pretty much different. Trump had a different types of laws that were passed that benefited the business owner. And a lot of those people, white America, are a lot of business owners, like a lot of corporate America, a lot of people that actually benefited from the laws that were passed during his presidency. So if you're affecting somebody's money, affecting somebody's livelihood, which mainly benefits white America, they're going to be upset. Do you get it?
I'm not upset that they went to the White House and rioted. I'm upset that they felt like they should do that over a vote. Like, where were y'all when we were being killed? People were losing their lives. Where were y'all when people were being hanged? That's why I was like, whatever. Y'all are acting stupid over a vote. And then y'all were mad at me because I was upset that this woman was laying in her house that she pays rent at. And the cops came there and she got shot and killed in her bed. Well, and then 30 miles away from me, a woman was shot through her window.
According to America, your vote is important. Those votes is
important. And you got the right to act up, but do not get on here crying and want to say that this is equal. It's not equal.
It's not. It's not.
It's not. I'm upset about the response from the police. That's where my problem lies. Why weren't y'all there standing on the steps of the White House?
They were there.
Why
but
didn't they meet y'all coming down the street?
And they were taking selfies with them and moving the barricades to the side and ushering them in.
And see, that's to me, that's the injustice. You didn't stop any of these fools from going in this White House. But when you thought we were going to be.
He said that we were going to march and we're going to, this is what we got to hold
so
strong.
That right there. That's what I'm talking about. Like, girl,
so I kept right on doing
W2s. I wasn't worried about them folks.
I get what Rue is saying as far as like, they perceive the injustice that was done to them.
Yeah.
Based on the vote. So I get that. But the thing that's throwing me about it is that there is literally no proof that the vote was stolen. And not only is there no proof that the vote was stolen, there is proof that the vote was valid. Okay, so that's the thing that's throwing me. In 2016, we found proof that there was Russian collusion to get Donald Trump into office. So where is that same energy? Like, if you're worried about your vote not counting, then it should be the same energy whether or not the person that you wanted in office wins. You know what I mean? So that's what's throwing me, because I'm like, I get it that you feel like your vote was invalidated, but there's no proof of that.
Yeah, there is. So both sides argued that there was tampering with the voting. And both sides claimed that there was issues with mail-in ballots. It was on the news that some votes weren't being counted. It was on the news that there were people that were getting rid of ballots. Like, it's from both sides. Both sides were messing with the votes. So for them to sit there and argue that, hey, this is injustice right now. These votes were, both sides said that there was something jacked up about. And I'm playing devil's advocate because, I'm politically neutral, so I see both sides. I saw the Democrats saying, oh, no, this state, they didn't count our votes. And then you saw this state saying, oh, well, every time we pushed Trump, or every time we pushed a certain candidate, that it would automatically go to the other person. And we had to do nothing but move on electronically. Like, it said, it was already in the news that there was some tampering with the mail-in ballots and the electronic votes in some states. So there was.
We need to go back to what we did in Girl Scouts.
Huh?
When we need to go back to what we did in Girl Scouts. Do you like this person? You want this vote? A. B. Have somebody at the door. It was 22 in here for Trump, 19 for Biden, whatever. Huh?
Didn't they go back and recertify? So in the states that they felt like there was definitely tampering that could affect the outcome of the vote, they went back and they recounted. And it still came out in Biden's favor.
I don't trust no politician. I ain't trust none of this. None of this. All this is media driven. All this is conspiracy. They just messing with us. I'm done with this.
I agree.
Drew's gonna have a bunker.
I know him to run in 2024, and although I think he will not be impeached, if he would be impeached, if they told me he would be impeached, I'd get my whole paycheck to keep him from running.
I swear to God.
In
2024. Even if he is impeached, I feel like if he does go through the whole impeachment, okay, first we need to also get this straight. They kept saying on the news that this is going to be his second impeachment. It's not his second impeachment. It's the second attempt in impeachment.
Yeah. Right.
So I hope people understand that he was not impeached the first time. He was acquitted. And now we're going on to the second time that we're going to try to impeach him. And this time they do have grounds to stand on for inciting
insurrection.
Inciting insurrection. And that's valid.
Yeah.
Like, if you tell the people we're going to storm the castle, and you can't turn around and say, well, I didn't know they were going to be breaking windows. Well, how you think storming the castle works, bruh? Like, I don't know anybody that's ever said storm the castle and shit didn't. Oh,
you made it.
It's okay. We got 2 minutes in.
We're 19
minutes in.
19. Look, I made it. Anyway, look. I never heard nobody say that, and then look, you get what you got. God dang it, you got it. You asked for it, and that's what happened. You can't renege now. Don't be throwing your hand now. Talking about, I ain't telling him to do all that. Yeah, you did. I think what amazed him was the fact that they did go. I think he wanted people to, he wanted to exploit the whole protesting. I really do think that he was trying to just exploit the system in a way, just by bringing kind of like playing with it, like, oh, I'm gonna get a crowd of people and we're gonna see what happens. I think he was pretty much surprised. I think he was really surprised that it went as far as it did. I don't think he really thought people were gonna get killed.
Well, he is right. He is way butthurt now, and on the 20th, it will be him and a whole lot of weed, drugs, and dussy trying to help get his mind off of the process.
I think he's upset because he's actually being held accountable a little bit. He's not used to people holding him to the rug.
I like that. I like that.
So
and just so Rude can cuss a little bit more, or just so Rude can try not to cuss a little bit more, let's talk about this 22-year-old California woman who appeared in Manhattan court on yesterday. This is 2 weeks after she falsely accused a 14-year-old Black kid of stealing her phone. This 22-year-old woman attacked this child, trying to take his phone from him, and then she appeared on the Gayle King show and disrespected Auntie Gayle. Right? By telling her enough. Straight up disrespect. She's lucky that was a virtual interview because Gayle is a Black mama. She would have snatched that girl from here to California.
You know, I had my children watch and do that. And disclaimer, we're not a violent house, but we're not a pushover house. And the first thing that my 13-year-old did, I swear to God, she looked right at her 15-year-old brother and she said, I wish she would. She said, this story would come out completely different. I said, what? She said, I wish she would. She said, Mama, the headline would read, 22-year-old got whooped by 13-year-old because she attacked her brother. I said, oh, I know how you feel. She's like, I'm tired of it. Her words were, she didn't say tired. She said, I'm exhausted. She said, I'm tired of them thinking they can do whatever, whenever, and there are no repercussions. Right. And I said, yeah, my grandparents marched, this generation ready to fight. So some of y'all better stop doing what y'all doing. Because my baby, she's not calling the laws. She's going to take it in her own hands.
Again, emotional children. Emotional, opinionated children, man. This is a 22-year-old grown baby. She is a child. And she feels like with this phone, that is the most important thing on this earth to her. And she was going to defend it at all costs. And if you're going by privilege or however else you want to look at it, she was looking at people that didn't look like her, that looked like, by her perception, could be a thief or was able to commit a crime. And if you look at the interview, she really didn't have any remorse towards it.
None.
Zero.
She's more upset at how she looked in the eyes of everybody else because, of course, you know, these kids are also vain. They're very vain. They're like, I don't want people looking at me like I'm a racist, but he looked like a criminal.
I think that's what she said. She was like, I'm 22 and he had my phone, and how does that make me a racist? Girl.
It was so crazy to me because she brought up the race part. Like, if you watch the interview,
talking to her about it. The lawyer told her about it. Said, you're a real racist right now. And she's like, how? I looked racist? Yes, that's how privilege works. You have no idea how you just perceived someone in a different light that looked differently than you. Like, yeah, she didn't grasp that concept. And she's oblivious to the world today. Had no idea what she looked like.
They're being held accountable now, and they're not getting it. They're not understanding that there is accountability, and now it's time to pay the piper. And I don't think that this is anywhere near the end. I think we're going to see a lot more hissy fits before the end of the year. I think this year is going to be a whole bunch of, we made fun of Tyrese and R. Kelly crying. We're going to see all these pink people crying and
that was near your neck of the woods. Can we blame you? What's going on?
I mean, look, so this is something that I talk about a lot on my own personal social media. I think that we have this idea that racism shows up in a white hood or a MAGA hat, and that's how you identify a racist. But that is not how racism works or functions, y'all. The reason that racism has been so ingrained into our culture and has lasted for so long, and the reason that it has become one of the foundational principles of our culture, is because it's very difficult for people to, one, identify, two, people do it in a way so that when you call them out on it, they could gaslight you and say, I didn't know, or I didn't mean to. And three, it always functions, I guess, systemically. Like it's something. So the fact that, she was in that hotel and she sees these Black people in the hotel, she's not going to walk up to them and say, well, you're Black people, so I don't feel like you should be here. But what she is going to do is she's going to involve the hotel manager. Then she's going to say, well, they stole something from me. And look, they're different from us, so they must have been the ones who stole from us. So then when you say, hey, that was racist towards me, she says, well, I never mentioned the fact that they were Black. Oh no, I'm not a racist. I'm a 22-year-old kid. That's another one of those white red flags for me when they start describing white people who are adult age as kids.
Oh yeah,
to distance themselves from the responsibility of their actions. But he was a 13-year-old kid, and from some of the reports I read, I believe he was autistic. So it's like a whole bunch of different layers going on there.
I think that's what aggravated my daughter, because my son is special needs, and she's ready to go to war. Like she was so mad. She got up. She didn't want to see nothing else. She didn't want to look at another story. She was here with it. She was like, I'm done. I promise you. And like when she said the headlines, this story would have went a whole lot differently. I felt that.
There's a certain etiquette that these kids are not learning either. Like again, it's kind of that defense mechanism. Oh, I didn't know that was racist, but you knew that they didn't look like you, and you targeted them because they didn't look like you. But you have to look at it as there is no political correctness in this world anymore. You got a president that was tweeting and said anything that they wanted to do. You have more people that are talking about your mental health that's socially acceptable. You have other people that are, talking about gender equality and I can't, we need a woman president. It's like all these things are shouting equality. However, there's no political correctness that is defending the person, defending a person that is getting discriminated against. Like you're not supposed to. There were things that you just didn't say back then. Like there was a nice way to say stuff, but now there's no filter for anybody. Nobody has a filter. Nobody has to be politically correct. Then therefore, you're desensitized, and nobody has to even be nice. So from her point of view, what I was looking at was that she was like, well, I was just going off on everybody because that was my phone. That was my phone. Your mama should have told you to have some damn decorum, have some etiquette.
Yeah, she definitely came across as someone with very little home training, very little discipline, definitely very little self-discipline. She definitely wasn't trained, in my opinion, to respect elders and things like that. And Brittany, I definitely believe that there was no mention of the boy being Black, because if he was mentioned as being Black, then that could be also linked to a hate crime, and that's one more charge for her. And as I mentioned in the beginning, the justice system is set up to help certain people and not help others. But for my whole thing, here's my thing. She also mentioned that the dad attacked her. And I go back to, if my son was 14 and had no disabilities, let alone a diagnosis of autism, as a Black mother, you jump into mama bear mode. And if someone would have jumped on my 14, an adult had jumped on my 14-year-old son, accusing him of stealing when he was just sitting there minding his own business, I would have whooped her ass. There is no other way to put it. There's no other way. I would have, like they were saying, she was like, he jumped on me. I'm a 22-year-old girl. No, you're an adult. You're an adult child. And you would have deserved every stomp that you would have got. Everybody at that hotel would have had to come
and get me off.
Sat down. And let my 5'10", 13-year-old
that day, maybe like the next time this happens, she would think, oh my, wait a minute. He might have a family member or somebody around. Let me not do this. She would have got a lesson that day from somebody's Black mama. So I think she's lucky that it was the dad who saw her as a female.
Yes.
And not the mama who would have just seen a woman attacking her baby.
And you know what gets me though? She's 22. My daughter's 21. So that means her mom is probably our age. So her mama was raised by people who raised us. So if our parents were able to raise us with some sense, and taught us how to behave. Where's the breakdown on that side?
They don't teach
the people I went to school with.
Yeah.
Don't teach their children that. You got to remember also, there is a way that Black parents raise their children versus the way that white people raise their children. Unless they're growing up in urban communities with us, they are not teaching their children that, oh, if you hit somebody, they gonna hit you back. No, they're like, okay, if someone hits you, Johnny, then you tell the teacher or you call the police. Or if you feel threatened, then, you know, there's a way that they learn how to deal with confrontation. We deal with confrontation a whole lot differently than the way they deal with confrontation. That's why most of the times when stuff happens, they're more inclined to start the confrontation because they don't think it's going there. With us, oh yeah, you can catch these hands.
You're right. And I wanna not to interrupt you, Rue, but I want to address the comment that says, wait now, we support Gayle King actions. Wasn't there backlash when she questioned Aliza Leslie over Kobe Bryant? And I just literally had this conversation with someone related to that. And the conversation went something like this. Yes, people were upset with Gayle King by the way she's handled some Black issues. But at the same time, we were extremely upset with Snoop Dogg because he called her like a dog face bee or something like that. So you can be upset with someone that's older in the Black community, at least the way I came up, but you still don't address them wrong.
Right. You don't exactly.
It's like, yeah, I'm ticked at you and you were wrong for that. You and Auntie Oprah, y'all knew better than to do that. And you need to, but as soon as someone called her a bee or a dog face something, it's like, wait a minute now. You ain't got to talk to her like that, and you don't have to treat her like that. There's a certain way you handle that. So yes, we were upset with Gayle with the way that was done. But being me and having a child that's actually older than 22, seeing her handle Gayle King like that, knowing she's actually my mother's age, I wanted to get her. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. That was just the utmost disrespect because this woman is addressing you and holding you accountable for something that you did wrong. And your answer to her is to go, because I almost went to my mother's couch. And if I would have did that to her, girl.
Yeah. I wouldn't have no fingers left.
Be missing the co-host.
I'll come back with some nubs. Nubs coming back. But like, can we just talk about how just her behavior towards Gayle in that very moment? It just went to show you.
I think she had a low IQ. I'm with Lamar. I think there was something wrong with this girl. She wasn't out there. She wasn't out there.
She had to pull her out of the car whenever they did try to apprehend her. They had to pull her. Something was wrong with her.
Something is wrong with that girl.
Did nobody really say anything about the hotel manager? Who, like, he, on the video, he was like, well, go, you know, like, prove it. Like, she wants to see your phone, so show it to her. What who the hell?
Right.
What you my phone for?
How about while I'm standing here, you ask her for a phone number, you call it.
Yeah.
You see if my pocket starts singing. Other than that, you're not touching nothing in my pocket. Unless you call the FBI, the NYPD, you're not going anywhere. I remember, and this is unrelated, we were going through like Walmart one day, and I don't know if y'all know at Christmas time, they hire all these old white people that are retired in like 90 to watch the door and to like take receipts of some people or whatever. And I'll never forget, my son was like 12 and there was a group of people in front of us with a grocery cart, and he was pushing like multiple cases of like sodas that weren't in a bag or anything because they couldn't be. But I think they put like a sticker on them or whatever to prove that they've been paid for, but you can't see that. Well, this old white man had let several people walk past him and just looked at him. And my son was in front of me and he walked out of Walmart and he was going to keep going. And I remember that man grabbing my son by his arm and grabbing the bag. Y'all, my kids had to get me. I grabbed that bag from that man and I grabbed my son and pushed him. I said, don't you ever touch my child again. But if you don't want to touch the people in front of him, this boy has a bag and a receipt in his hand. You touch him if you want to. And I remember the manager or somebody like walking us out of Walmart. That's just how it is. That's just and I think it's subconscious because this man was old as hell. And it's funny because I was living in a small town then and I'm a nurse. I ended up taking care of this man until he died. From walking
I was just going to ask you, was he ever at the nursing home?
He was at the nursing home. I remember taking care of this man. And I was like, I remember I cussed you out like once or twice. But I took care of him. Hey, but as a nurse, I took an oath to take care of people the right way. I even went and got him some chicken pot pie or something he wanted because he refused to eat. But I remembered him. I was like, I cussed you out about my son. Like I think
that plunger might have been a little harder, one of them inject that plunger might have just a little bit, just one day. But that's why I'm not a nurse. Leave me in the door. Let me have an office where I can separate. No.
But I remember that. And I remember going off on him. And I almost fought a 90-year-old man that day. And it would have been the same thing with that woman. You can't treat people like that. And I need some people that, like Lucretia said, that are, what did you say, lack of pigment
challenge.
Challenge. I need some of them to go deep into their mind and realize that they have these thoughts, because no one wants to admit it. But I think it's an automatic thought process, and they don't realize that that's what they're doing. But there's a reason why, if there's a group of 8 people, you would target the one of color. If I get them to start acknowledging that, and maybe we can have a conversation about it to start figuring out what we need to do to change that narrative.
Well,
we need to bring one on.
Gail did ask if they were where she only targeting the people of color, the persons of color.
They would never admit that.
She was targeting everybody, or she was questioning everybody that was leaving. So that was her defense when it came to that. She didn't just target one person. She asked several people that were leaving the hotel. But
we just had a commenter say,
kid, though.
Yeah, we had a commenter say, but the child was the only one she assaulted.
She assumed his age, because we always look threatening or
older than what we are.
Than we look. Like I got a 13-year-old right now that look like she's 21. So
well,
I told you my 13-year-old is 5'10", and I would have let her whoop that 22-year-old grown ass that day.
I think the main thing from all of this, from Trump and her, is accountability. We have to figure out people to start holding people accountable for their actions. And I think once
that's how you hold them accountable,
their actions will change.
You whoop that ass, or you affect them pockets, and watch them get in line.
I didn't say what accountability will be in the form of. I just said accountability. Or ass whooping, whatever works. And let's switch over to something that I care a little bit less about, y'all. Kim and Kanye and Kim are getting a divorce. I can't stand the freaking Kardashians. That's why I don't care. I can't stand them. And I'm less of a fan of Kanye just because of all his antics lately, because I kind of put him, like, he was probably at the Capitol. He was probably one of that one black person that they found in the Twitter.
That was Kanye.
It was probably Kanye. But Kim and Kanye have a divorce. As we know, these people are multimillionaires. I'm also hearing that some of the Kardashians are actually billionaires. How do y'all feel about Kim and Kanye getting a divorce? And how y'all feel about after getting a divorce? How do we split these assets? What do we do with all our stuff? Rue.
Yeah, so okay, so I will say that I'm kind of on Kanye's side, because I heard that he has openly admitted, like, kind of made comments towards his kids never being like their mother, and so he does identify that there is some issues with the Kardashians' character.
Yes. So I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So he just openly said that, my daughters ain't never gonna be like they mama. This is not gonna happen. Now my kids will never do this. This is not allowed. I'd be doggone if my kids turn out like their mother or like the Kardashians. So he's vocally said that. So maybe that was like one of the main issues. Maybe she didn't like it because she's like, well, this is how I got you. But they're both opportunists. They both say and do things to stay in the headlines and in the limelight. So from that aspect, I don't really care for either one of them. But I feel like I want the kids to stay with dad just because of the potential of them maybe being raised a little bit more on the normal side. Like, because I wouldn't want my kids to be all starstruck, like, doing weird stuff for the gram and having sex tapes and all that other stuff. And I just I don't see her stopping it. Like, look at her sisters, look at her mom, look at, I mean, her stepdaddy. I don't know.
I think for me, the sex tapes are the least of my worries. I gotta tell you, I'm not a huge fan of the Kardashians at all. However, what I will say about Kim Kardashian is that, and her mother, they're geniuses. They're marketing geniuses. I mean, if you want to talk about somebody who's famous for nothing, it's them. Like, they are famous out of nothing. Kim also has several philanthropic endeavors. She's definitely involved in social justice. Kanye, I've never been a huge fan of Kanye as a person. So I don't know if I could say I think the kids would be better off with Kanye for morality reasons, because I mean, Kanye literally said after he broke up with Amber Rose, he had to take 30 showers before he could even touch Kim Kardashian. I mean, you know, what does that say about how he feels about black women? You know what I mean? So Kanye, either way, it's a toss up for me.
Oh, I do not care how he feels about black women. Just like I don't care how black men feel about other black women. That is not none of my business.
I care because when you're raising black women, it definitely engenders certain types of treatments.
You're never gonna put your kids in the same box as you view other women. If anything,
oh no, baby, I can tell you right now from experience. I can tell you from experience. A lot of
different men that have black women as children, obviously, and they go above and beyond to make sure that their kids do not turn out like their so-called, I guess, stigma or stereotype of that same racial group. Like, they want, it's like a catch-22. Like, they feel a certain type of way, but they don't want their kids to be that certain type of way. So they'll do anything to prevent it.
But I'm not talking about like the sex tapes and things like that. Like, that's I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is when you have internalized anti-blackness that makes you say things in public like slavery was a choice, or I had to take 30 showers before I could even touch Kim after being with Amber Rose. You have some internalized anti-blackness there that really makes me concerned about how you're going to raise your black children. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Like,
I've seen more of that, Courtney. I've seen more of that than the let me treat my daughter like a princess.
Big time.
I didn't experience that personally. My dad loved us all, but I do have a family member who has some very deep issues, and you can see it. Their children don't hang with us. Their children, even when they come down for family reunions, it's a big difference. I've seen that. But as far as like Kim and Kanye, I think Kim and Kanye need to stay together on an island by themselves. And then one of Kanye's aunties need to come and get them babies and raise them babies. Like, I don't care what Kim do. I don't care what Kanye does. Those babies are the ones that I'm worried about, because the mama crazy and the daddy crazy. Then I honestly believe, I think Kanye was going there, but I think Kim helped and she fueled this crazy that Kanye has, because you can't lay beside someone. Well, I'm going to remove her. I can't lay beside someone every night and claim that I love them, knowing that love means their well-being is more important than mine, and not say, look, baby, something's wrong up here. We finna go get some help. Y'all know how I am about getting help for your mental. I don't see how they stayed married this long and she wasn't publicly saying, y'all help me get my husband help. He stays in the limelight. Every time somebody help me. He won't listen to me. I'm calling his aunties, his grandmas, his mom is there. I'm doing whatever I can, because if this is my husband and I love him, I'm going to go get him help. It wasn't
so she did try, and that's one of the reasons that this divorce is happening, because after several attempts of getting him counseling and things of that nature, and he didn't respond well, this is where we are. And is
that the reason why they said that they were getting a divorce, because of his mental health?
I think they're getting a divorce because kind of my take on it. I think they're getting a divorce because Kim has a history of spitting and chewing up and spitting out black men. That's just her. Until her stuff is rotted up and she's no longer her, she will always chew up and spit out black men. That's just
what. Buy another one.
That's just what she does. That's just what she does.
Are we taking Kim? We're taking Kim's side because
I'm not taking Kim's side. And here's the thing with the kids. I think that Kanye is unpredictable.
That's
like
right,
Kanye may be normal on Monday,
but
he may be something else on Wednesday. So I have to say I want him to get these kids. You can blame them. No. What I'm saying is I wouldn't say I want him to get these kids and then these kids be exposed to something and then maybe one because I know mental illness. I know lots of people with mental illness and they're unpredictable. And if somebody asked me, kind of like with Michael Jackson, Devin, would you leave your kids with Kanye? I'd be like, hell no, I'm not leaving my kids with Kanye because I see him as unstable. And when I think about Kim Kardashian and people like that raising children, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Kim is raising them damn kids. I think those kids are photo ops. I think they have 4 kids and they probably have 12 nannies that are raising kids. Kim, I don't believe that one Kardashian is raising these kids, but I also in my mind don't believe that Kanye will be raising these kids either. I think they walk through the house and be like, hey, look, hey, what's your name again? I don't even think they have those kinds of relationships with those kids because that's kind of how I see them. So I just feel like I feel like Kim shouldn't be raising them. Kanye shouldn't be necessarily raising them. They both should have visitation and have these children in their lives. I feel like kids need both their mom and their dad. I can't stand the Kardashians. I don't want them to put certain things in their minds, such as you're saying, as far as these children go. I'm thinking about the best interest of the kids. But I also, in my mind, don't believe that neither one of these human beings are hands-on with these kids as of like, we're putting them in our situation. They ain't raising them.
Let me
kids up and stuff like that.
Wait a minute. Y'all talk about Kim and how Kanye. You know what? I'm gonna be on Kanye's side for a second because y'all giving Kim all this. No,
nothing.
Let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's look at it like this. You got a beautiful chick that is just celebrity status, all on her own, whatever. And then you have this black man that lost his mother, that may have gone through some trauma, that is dealing probably with this crazy chick over here. And we all know that we have been there where you have one side of the story that blows up, and then you have another side of the story that blows up. And because if we're going to go through, let's say, making Kanye the bad guy, why do you think that he's the bad guy? Because he says things that's a little bit unorthodox? That's not saying that he's not raising his kids. You already just said that, you don't believe that Kim's raising the kids. If he's spending majority of his time with the kids in the public eye and they're not seeing that, not in the public eye, and he's actually at home taking care of his kids. He's a black father.
You don't know that, but you don't know that he's doing that.
I don't know what he's doing that, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because she does have the power to spin a story way more than he has an opportunity to clean his act, to look like he has cleaned his act up to the media.
Okay, Rue, let me give you a scenario as far as like a Kim Kardashian goes, all right? I ain't never met Kim, but I don't even really do social media like that. But here's the thing. I know how Kim is, and I know her reputation. So I'm going to compare Kim to R. Kelly. And let me tell you why. We all know R. Kelly has a reputation. If I get with R. Kelly next month, you know what I'm saying? And he mistreats me and tell me that I can't eat at a certain time, and that he got me on a leash and walking me like a such and dog or whatever. And then I come to y'all next month and say, yo, I need y'all help. For some reason, R. Kelly, he treated me bad. And he telling me when I can eat. He telling me when I can drink. He telling me, y'all gonna say you knew damn well before you took your black A over there how R. Kelly was, and you shouldn't have took your black A over there and had 2 or 4 or 3 kids by him because you should have expected this to happen. I feel the same way about Kanye. He knew Kim was chewing up and spitting out black men like snuff since the day before forever. And so he should have expected some of these repercussions. And she didn't make him crazy. He was going on stage saying stuff about Taylor Swift before he met her. He was walking Amber Rose like a dog before he met him. Child, Kanye, you know what? Kanye,
okay, let me interject.
And then in March, you're going to see him with a MAGA hat on, sitting at Trump House talking about, this is my president. Girl, Kanye can go on by this.
Wait.
Him. Keep them kids.
All I wanted to say was my apologies. I don't follow Kim and Kanye, so I didn't know that Kim had tried to get him some help. So all y'all coming out there saying she did shit, my bad. But I still stand where I stand. Neither one of them need them kids. They either need to let the nannies have them or let one of his aunties have them, because I don't think the Kardashians have a good record of raising children from these other girls. So no.
They raise little thoughts. Kanye is crazy.
Which auntie though the kids gonna go?
First of all, Kanye don't talk to none of them people in Chicago.
Kanye Black. You know he got an Aunt Shirley. He got an Aunt Edna.
Miss Shirley, Ethel Louise.
I'm not raise them kids like they supposed to. Everybody know that. He Black. He got an Aunt Shirley somewhere that'll help him with the kids.
Know, right?
But he said he doesn't associate with his family in Chicago anymore. He said
that. You know, let me tell you something about Black families though. Even if they don't mess with you, they mess with your kids.
They gonna make sure the babies are okay.
Drop your kids off. Now you may not be able to come in there and get a plate, but drop Junior off and little Miss off and come in here and get a plate, and you go on about your business and you come get them next week. And if you treat them kids, your cousins, your auntie, your daddy, all of them will fight you about them kids. So he got an Aunt Shirley or Aunt Edna or Martha somewhere.
Not the names.
Everybody got an F. The girl could blame.
Look, I gotta put a disclaimer. I was trying to uplift our Black king, but I was crazy. It's okay. They'll get it.
I thought Kanye was crazy when he put that teddy bear on the CD cover.
We gonna pray. Everybody put your finger. We gonna pray on it. Pray on it.
I'm not. I refuse. I am not going to waste my breath on my prayer. I'm not. God looking down at that food like I tried. No.
Kanye. I tried to defend you. It didn't work.
You had Ruth for a second now. I think she even got it. No. And you need to go on about your business and stay away from them kids. Sorry. So y'all, we say the kids. Say the kids. Granny, Papa, Caitlin, Bruce could raise them. Now keep Bruce away from them kids too.
No.
No, them kids got enough going on. Don't confuse them with all that, because they're gonna be like, no, let's no, I won't even go there in case they're
gonna nope. All right, let's go to our other topic because we're gonna get in trouble on this one.
Y'all, I know it's really early. It's only the mid-January, but let's start thinking about what we're gonna do for Valentine's Day. And we're gonna think about some of the traditions that are related to Valentine's Day. And as a woman and all my feminine energy, I know how I am with Valentine's Day, but where are we as far as receiving and giving gifts for Valentine's Day? And do your gifts include coochie coupons?
I give coochie coupons freely.
I thought that was the gift.
Where you at? Where you at with the Valentine's Day gift? And are you still handing out coochie coupons in 2021?
Oh, they Eminem good. No, let me stop. I like giving, and I give from what I want to give you. I don't give according to how much it costs or any of that. I've always been that kind of giver. So, and then I give, I'm going to treat you like I treat me. Mm-hmm. I'm not a label person, but if I see a Michael Kors bag that I like, and I'm going to buy it for myself, if I see Gucci something that you like, I'm going to get that. I think that women for too long have taken this holiday and said, oh, it's all about me. Give me roses, give me candy. And then we want to give them the same sex we've been giving them for 10, 15 years. So
what if we add extra to it? What if we throw a swing or a pole or something in there? That don't count.
Okay, look, disclaimer. I'm a big girl. I don't do the pole no more because that screw can't no. When that screw came loose, that pole had to go. I'm not gonna do it. No. That was the last Valentine's that he got any. You better get that bag off the bed. Let's work with what's in that bag. Baby, that ruined the night in a couple weeks. I think it was like 3 weeks. Nope.
Oh man.
No. Stay in your box, your lane. But no, I think we should give. I think men should get gifts just like us. I would personally be upset if my gift on February 14th was just penis. We'd have some issues. Like, you can keep that.
Can I get a refund?
Yeah, you can keep that.
Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Now I got that Tuesday. Exactly, Devin. Is that? Oh, wait, keep going. Devin, this is your Valentine's Day gift. I am sending it to you. I bought this for you.
We ready.
If y'all got kids, send your kids out of here. Devin, this is what I'm sending you.
Ooh.
I saw this in the store, and I said, I'm sending this to my girl.
Will it make it look like something else? Will it make it look like something else and put it up a lot higher? I ain't going down there.
We trying, friends.
That's a lot of rum.
Friends. She not cooperating.
That's a lot of rum that's got to get in my system, girl. These needs retired 10 years ago. I'm not doing it. Courtney, what you doing for Valentine's Day?
I'll probably be sleeping, maybe. I don't know. I'm treating it like a regular day.
It's a pandemic. She's not going out.
Right. Like, so normally what I did when the world was open, what
was. Tell them all what good head is.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna pull it back out.
Tell him. It's
a flavored lube. It's like an enhancer. Yeah. The reason it says Oral Delight Gel.
I think it's flavored and it also has a tingly something. I remember that from way back in the day.
I don't know if it has a tingly, but it says apply a small amount of product wherever you desire for a smooth, silky experience. I don't know. But I saw it and I said, I'm getting this for my girl. And it's gonna be her Valentine's Day. It's gonna be his Valentine's Day gift. So now we know we gotta.
You better send over some peach crown with it and a whole lot of it, cause
and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tell him to put it on like lotion. I'm gonna say just make her think it's ABH gel.
Yep.
And just rub it on in. Rue is blushing. Look at Rue. Rue is red.
Right. We know Courtney staying at home for Valentine's Day. What you giving out for Valentine's Day?
Me?
I don't do Valentine's Day. I ain't never celebrated a Valentine's Day in my life. That's a corporate holiday. I told y'all. We love each other every single day. That should be enough. I'm not doing no extra stuff.
Oh, Lamar done took it to somewhere else. We're not going that far back. Not a Dookie experience.
You know what? Now that we talking about it, though. Now that we talking about it, I maybe this year I could, since I did do Christmas.
What you talking about doing? Doing what? What you doing?
A Valentine's Day gift, girl.
Oh, I thought you was talking about the Dookie experience. I was like,
hey,
look, okay. I'm gonna need more than water if that's what we finna talk about, because that one I ain't ventured there. I'm on Devin's side of it. I'm not doing that.
Okay, so yeah, every once in a while, that's a surprise. So maybe I can bust out some new moves for Valentine's Day.
Oh, get that red wig.
You know what? I haven't done the change up actually with him. We've been together 10 years. 10 years we've been together. We've been married 7. And we don't really do Valentine's Day usually because we're busy, we're working. We hold regular date nights, so it's not really a big thing to do extra, I guess, on just one day. But that would be a nice surprise for him if I did celebrate Valentine's Day, because
yeah, do that this year. You should.
I can come get the kiddos.
Yeah.
And you can have the whole house set up.
Dang. Okay, well, if we're gonna do this, then I want a poll, because I never got to do a poll. I want to do a poll.
You want mine?
Yeah. Let me get the poll.
I'm telling you. But when that screw came out, that was it.
Bad. My hips bad. I can't be swinging around no boat.
Debbie, what the hell is not bad with you?
Oh, wait. I got an idea.
Oh, Lord.
Well, we got an idea. Well, she has an idea. I actually do Valentine's Day, and I plan on getting my man a gift. I think this year we said for Valentine's Day we're going to go to the Bahamas, and just for Lucretia, I'm gonna pull out an extra move. I ain't doing that, but I'll pull out some other extra move. I don't know. I'll spin around, do something, sit on my head. I'll think of something. What you got, Bruce?
Yes, girl, and get the wig.
I'll do that too.
I got shoes that I ain't even worn yet.
Okay, extra sexy.
I need a wig.
Meet him at the door with just the shoes and the coat and the wig.
Oh wait, I think I got a coat too.
Look, she going to get
Your husband gonna
Wait, what y'all not gonna do is make me seem like the hoe in this group now. I just realized that we're not doing that.
Your husband, we need credit for all this extra he getting on this Valentine's Day. We need credit for that. You tell your husband. We are responsible for the goods.
Name the baby after Courtney.
I might have to go. Thank you. Yeah,
you just the reason why all these relationships that we get when Courtney get one, you the reason why it's gonna last forever. He will be a happy.
I'll take
got
that.
all the ideas.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Valentine's Day now just to see what we all do. I ain't doing that. But maybe with enough peach crown or enough rum. I mean, you never know, because I ain't gonna lie. Back in the day, I could anyway.
All right now.
Anyway, it's been so fun talking to you ladies. I feel like it's been forever since we've been together. I so enjoyed this. We've done excellent with our time. Do you ladies have any final thoughts to kind of wrap up all of our topics? And it's been wonderful.
Man, raise your kids, and keep in mind other folks ain't raising their kids. So you gotta work twice as hard to make sure they're acting accordingly, and be ready when everybody else is not.
Right. Anything, Courtney or Lucretia?
Accountability seems to be the word of 2021 right now. Oh, Brittany!
Thank you,
Brittany. Super sticker, y'all. Thank you.
I love that.
Thanks for the super sticker. That's my final word.
Appreciate that.
My final word is pigmentedly challenged. Let them folks do all their crying and whining and shut the door. I might have to put something out officially Monday. I did forget. Yeah, I am the HR director, so maybe I should have. But anyway, and look, don't be inboxing me. No crazy mess. I've gotten a couple inboxes from a few comments. Don't do that.
Y'all better inbox her. I don't know how serious she is, but child, y'all better get in on this. Her knees and hips are bad too, so y'all better get in on this while you can. My final thoughts are, I just want to say I also believe in accountability. I know that this has been a hot mess, but I like the what's coming as far as shining the light on a lot of issues and addressing them, and it's opening up conversation. And while we're on here, I also like to ask everybody to please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we really appreciate you. And just drop in the comments and tell us things that you would like to see, and tell you how you feel about this experience with us. Now, as we end the show, I want to say y'all be blessed, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye. Bye.